All right, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to your favorite beverage and questions time of day. What are we going to talk about today? Let's talk about the Braun. You get these out at Harbor Freight. Right here, nice big work light. Comes in real handy, and I'll show you right here. There's a button. Okay. Gives you a nice broad spectrum of light for working on your vehicles and stuff. Now, you'll see on the ends there are these hooks. There's two of them. There's one on each end. So under the hood of your car, you can actually put it through the holes and hook it up there like that. And then somebody mentioned, well, what if you don't have, those holes? You unscrew this. It's got a cord, and the bottom of this is magnetized. So you could actually do that and then stick it on any metal of the hood of your car or inside of your workshop. And then when you're done, you just put it right back into here and you just screw this back on. And that's it. Now, how handy is this? I found it to be real handy. It gives me that additional light that I really need when I'm in a pinch. Now we'll switch inside. I'll bring up the advertisement and we're going to do questions and answers on this, especially if you need that additional light, whether it's in your garage or shop, you're working on your automobile at night, or you just want to keep it around for a big ass flashlight, right? So I think it's got the charging port right here on it. You just hook it up, it'll charge up. All right, I'll see you inside. All right, folks, so we switched inside to talk about the Braun Work Light. Now, I'll tell you the first major complaint that I have, and that most people do have that have bought this light, is it'll tell you, oh, it has a runtime of up to like 7 hours. No, it doesn't. I've let this thing charge overnight. I'm lucky to get 45, 50 minutes out of it if I'm using the brighter setting, the 845. Now, you can get by with a little bit longer runtime, on the lower setting that it has, but I don't like that lower setting. I don't feel that there's enough light. So I keep it on the high setting, and I wanted to see how long it would last. So that's the first thing, is that it's got an incredibly weak kind of a battery, and it doesn't hold a charge, for as long as it says. So what can you do about that? Well, take it back if that's what you're running into, but it does not hold to the specs that it says at all. That's my point on that, and I do agree with the people that actually, complained about that. And when we tried it out at the club, I had it on all night long. We put it on the bright setting. I just let it run until it started to fail. That was the test. That's simple, but on the bright setting. Okay, let me see what other questions there are. What kind of a battery comes in it? It's a lithium-ion battery, but who cares? It's a poor quality lithium-ion battery, and it's not replaceable. It just doesn't hold a charge. Like I said, what did I expect for the price? Well, for $34.99, if you want an honest answer, I would have liked to have gotten at least 4 hours out of it. 3 hours. 3 hours, 4 hours, that would have been fine. So it doesn't, reach, the 7 hours. Okay, I can live with that, but it doesn't even hold a candle to that when it only lasts 45, 50 minutes. And do I feel it's worth the price at $34.99 for that? No. Now take a look at this one, the exact same light sold on Amazon for $67.53. So it just goes to show you, Amazon is not always the cheapest place. A lot of times, yes, it is, and it ships to your door. Those are great advantages, but not at this price. You might as well stick with the smaller Matco one that I showed you in the last video that puts out actually an enormous amount of light above and beyond the 845, which is another doubt that I really have, about this particular light. I don't think on the brightest setting that it truly is 845. Probably fairly close to it, but I don't think it's 845. On the Matco one, granted, it's going to cost you twice the price, but I can tell you right now it's a hell of a lot brighter, and the charge lasts way, way longer. Okay, another complaint that I was reading is those magnetic ends. Once you unscrew the ends of this and you use the magnets instead of the hooks, because it comes with both hooks and magnets. Anyway, use the magnets. They said the magnets are not that strong. Yeah, I agree. They're not super strong, but you know what? I didn't find a problem with them. I put this under the hood of 2 of my vehicles. It held up okay. I agree they're not the strongest, but it held fine. Okay, somebody wrote me back here. They're saying, all you have to do is leave it plugged in order to use it continuously on that bright light setting. Okay, yes, look, that's true, okay, but what I don't like about that idea is, one, I shouldn't have to do that. Two, the cord gets in the way. I don't know any other way to explain it. You have to run an extension cord, hook it up, and go through all this. That was never the intended purpose. So I agree with you. That is a workaround. But for $34.99, I still don't feel it's something that I should have to do. I should be able to have this thing run without extension cords and worry about tripping over things and all of that. That's the purpose of buying it, so you can use it, like, let's say, a little bit more remote locations other than like directly inside of your garage with a cord. Yeah, I still use this. I have this. It was given to me by my son to, kind of demo and play around with and use it. Yes, I'll use it, but I'll use it in very selective ways. Because I know that it doesn't hold a charge that long. The other thing about the Matco one, it's much smaller. The magnet is more heavy duty, and it actually can get into tighter places with even like a much more intense, brighter light. And so that's something, that I would use. If I had to work a little bit more, let's say remotely out of the garage or my workshop. So, but I'll find a use for this. But it's not, to me, it would not be worth paying the $34.99. And even if they discounted it some, I'm still not real sure that you're going to be happy with it. That's my point and the reason for the discussion. To give you like an overall opinion on this, I don't want to criticize this thing into the ground. I just don't feel that it's worth the price because of the issues, with the battery. I think it's a nice design. It's nice to have this big fat bar with all this light. If you're under the hood of a car, or you're underneath a car, or you're in a spot where you really need the additional light. So I think it's a nice design idea, but it's a complete miss when it comes to the battery life and the rechargeability of it. And I don't think the specs here are accurate at all. I really don't. Test it out for yourself. You can always take it back. Harbor Freight is more than willing, to take any product back, no hassle. Try it for yourself. Some people state that after the third or fourth charge, the battery starts to fail even faster, we'll say. So what I can tell you is I just don't think it's worth the $34.99. Now, there's a couple of them on Amazon I could have went ahead and pointed you over to, but there are many complaints over the same issue. So I don't know why these manufacturers, don't look into actually putting a much longer longevity charging battery, lithium ion or otherwise, into these when they sell them. They're just putting in very expensive, cheap batteries that just don't meet the specifications. So I'm not going to suggest anything. If you have any experience with these, leave it in the comment below. If you have something that's like this that works out much better. There were 2 other brands out at the club that were purchased off Amazon that really basically have the same issue on the battery, the rechargeability versus what it tells you in the specs and or the lumen. So I'm not going to suggest anything other than I can tell you, the Easy Go that I did on the last video and the Matco light, I kept referring to Matco, but the Easy Go, and I'll leave you the links below. It's a much better light in terms of, its brightness. It's much better in terms of the quality of the build. And you can get into tighter spots with it. But it is a little bit smaller. It's going to be more focused. But that's what I would recommend for you. Look in the links below. Do your own research on this. But out at the club, this is what they're buying are the ones that were on sale. And I believe they're still on sale. So you can click the link to make sure. Pick yourself up one of the smaller ones inexpensively with a super strong magnet. You're not going to be disappointed. It holds the charge brighter than hell. It's like way brighter than the 845. And like I said, it depends on your particular use. If you know of something better, drop it in the comment below. Otherwise, I'll see you on the next video. For right now, for this big of a light bar, I don't have another good recommendation for you. For the smaller ones, yes, I do. It'll be in the link. You folks have a great day. I hope to save you some money or at least some headache on returning things. I'll see you on the next video. Click subscribe. Give me a thumbs up if you like me keep doing these, and I will. All right, I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.